What's up, everybody? Zheng here, coach, trainer, entrepreneur, and we're here to talk in our daily wisdom. This is a 10-15 minute portion to be able to talk about some wisdom that we can implement into your life. My goal here is not that you're just inspired. My goal is that you actually make some decisions and make some changes into your life. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that I think is so important for all of us in our businesses, our lives, our finances, anything, which is how to make decisions, but specifically how successful people make decisions versus the rest. Who here, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever struggled to make a decision. You're wishy-washy, you go back and forth. You're like, is this the right one? Is this the wrong one? You know, how do I know this is for me? How do I know if this is the right journey? You know, and that's something that I've struggled with a lot in my life, and I appreciate the transparency on that. And I realized, especially as I got into business, while I was wishy-washy and I try to figure out the whole plan and know if it's the right thing and just, you know, go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. What I realized is when I took a look at my successful friends, my mentors, if you notice anybody, think about Elon Musk, think about the successful people in your businesses, in your lives, think about the people that are able to move forward with great progress, the big thinkers, the big people in your life. It's kind of like they just, everything that they do works, or it seems like that, right? And they dream big dreams and they do big things. And it's like, it doesn't even make logical sense. You're like, why is this happening? And then I realized that there's principles out there on decision-making. There's laws out there in decision-making. There are success things that we can each apply to our lives. Because if you don't know these things, it's very easy to think, well, some people are just born that way and I'm just not that way. But when I realized the truth I want to share with you today, it helped me so much. And I hope that's going to help you as well to change my life from being someone that was wishy-washy all the time, from being able to make decisions, move fast, and do the big things that we each want in our lives as well too. So how do you do that? Is it going to some mountaintop and finding some monk and getting some confirmation on things? What's up, sister? As you're coming into, let me know where you're from and share this live if it's something that's interesting to you. We do this live and we put this onto our YouTube channel as well too. You know, but is it going to some mountaintop and seeking monk? Is it reading some tarot cards? You know, is it getting some divine revelation from God? Or is it something even more simpler? And this is what I learned from Bob Proctor. If you know Bob Proctor, he's one of the greatest success mentors in life. And also, I just want to throw this out to you. If you want to join our daily Zoom room, you are more than welcome to join. Anyone that's interested in wisdom, bring your friends to this, bring anyone to this as well too. It's a lot of fun to see Christina and Annette and Stacy and Diane and Joshua, Marla, Pam. Good morning. Great to see everybody here. But here's one principle that I hope you write down. And I want you to think about how this works, okay? Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich said this. If you don't know Think and Grow Rich, it's one of the best personal growth books in the world, but it's about thinking. And Bob Proctor said it this way, okay? So first he says, successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. So if you think to yourself, okay, I'm not quick with my decisions. Maybe we just came out from a 3-day weekend of a huge business conference, and there were some decisions that were posed to each and every single one of us, for example, right? And as if you were at that event, maybe you're indecisive on some things. Maybe you're indecisive about some of your goals. Maybe you're indecisive about your next direction, your next strategy, your next business plan. So when you think successful people make decisions quickly, that's a principle, right? And they change them slowly. They're decisive. Decide, if you know the word, has 2 parts to it, D-E and C-I-D-E. Okay, what does that mean? Side is a Latin word for kill. Did you know that? Side is a Latin word for kill. Side is a Latin word. I actually took Latin in high school, and it really didn't help. Honestly, I should have taken Spanish. So much more practical. Latin, I realize, is a dead language. No one speaks it, you know. But I did know that. Side is to kill. So decision is to kill. And what's D? D means away, to separate, to kill off, to kill away. Decide means plan B, the other option is gone. It is burning the boats. I'm never going to go back to it again. And then you just commit to one other direction. So they make decisions quickly and they change them slowly. Why? Why did they change them slowly? Because the other option is gone. That business plan, that decision, that investment, that strategy, the other one's gone. But I heard that and I was a little bit confused because I'm like, okay, that's easier said than done, right? Who here has heard that saying before? Put it to you in the chat. The successful people, they make decisions quickly, they change them slowly. They're just like, okay, cool. Got it. It sounds good. Right? Like, and I heard it for many, many years, right, Pam? Right there. I heard it for many, many years. And I'm like, how do you actually change this? How do you do that? Here's the other principle that I got, and I hope that you really get this. And this is from Bob Proctor. He said, successful people only have one premise that they make and base a decision off of. And that one premise is this: the only prerequisite for decision is want. The only prerequisite for a decision is want, desire, inspiration. That's all you need. I'm like, huh, that's interesting, but isn't it how much time I have? Let's say you want to make a forward move in your business. You want to make an investment in yourself, for example. Isn't it how much money I have? Isn't it how much time I have? Isn't it how many people that I know? Isn't it like based on where I've been? And no. Bob Proctor said the only prerequisite for making a decision is want. Now, why is that the case? Because I had to understand that a little bit more about you. It's like, that sounds cool as well, too. And you have to understand how the mind works. You have to understand how our lives work. Everything in this world, the chair that you're sitting in, the table that we're in front of right now, the phone that you're holding, the computer that you're looking at this right now, think about it. That first had to start as an idea in someone's mind. They made a decision to make it come to reality, and then they figured it out. Can you imagine the first person, like Alexander Graham Bell, that made the first telephone? How does that even make sense? It's like no one's had a telephone before. That seems like a foreign idea. They were using the telegram before that. They were still sending mail through the snail mail, right? They were using horse carriages and all that. But this guy named Alexander Graham Bell had an idea. He said, what if we could have this thing called a telephone? And he said, I would love that. I want that to happen. It started in the imagination. And what he said is, I want that. I'm deciding on that. I'm committed to making it happen. He said, yes. Eric Roy says, say yes. Tell the world, you declare it, you know it's going to happen before you even know how to make it happen. And then he figured it out. You see, here was the big flip. What I realized is majorly successful people, the reason why they're successful, the way that they make decisions is completely different from all of the rest. The rest, this is how we make decisions. I'll make this goal. I'll set this plan when I know how it's going to happen, right? I'm going to make this much money in my business when I know exactly how to do it. I'm going to do this new business, this new idea, when I know how it's going to work for me. I'm going to make that commitment when I know where all the money's going to come from. That's how we make our decisions. Just, I have to know the plan first. But if we do that way, then we're not actually making decisions in the transformative way. The truth of the matter is this: if we want to accomplish major things in our lives right now, in our businesses right now, we have to flip the script on how we make decisions. We say we're going to make a decision that I want, because a want is the first step for inspiration. A want is what comes into the imagination. Wants and fantasies, those come first. Albert Einstein said imagination is life's preview of its coming attractions. Our spirit, who here believes that your spiritual side of you is way bigger than your physical self? Put a me in the chat. Your spiritual self is way bigger, way wiser than the physical self. We're limited in our knowledge because we just have our own experiences, right? So one of the big things is we realize that. Where did all these inspirations come from? These hunches come from. Many times it comes from our spirit. It must be mind-blowing. It must be something that doesn't make sense. Because if it made sense, well, we would have had it already. Albert Einstein also said that the same thinking that brought us to today will not be the same thinking that we need to be able to solve our next problems as well too. Yeah, imagination is similar to manifesting. Absolutely. Everything must start on that end. It must start on that end. So instead, flip the script here. Okay, how do I make a decision? We have to then challenge your thought. Do I really want it? If it's something that pulls at your heart, right? Usually you can have it, right? If you can see it, you can usually have it. Exactly, right? Now you have to check these ideas sometimes. Sometimes they're bad ideas, right? But if it's been coming up, if your dream, your decision, if it's something that's been pulling at your heart, pulling at your spirit, and you're like, for some reason, like I really, really want this, right? It's not one of those like pipeline wishes where it's like, oh, but it's something like, I want that. I want that goal. I want that dream. I have the desire. It's like amazing, right? You've been praying about it. You've been meditating about it. You've been confirming it. You're like, I really, really want that. When you figure that out and you then say, I've decided, I've cut off the other plan, whatever it takes, you say yes, you tell the world, you figure it out. The only prerequisite for making a decision is one. When you then start to play life that way, all types of miracles start happening in your life, right, Isaac? All types of miracles start happening to your life. And I wonder how many of us know that this is true. Put a 1 in the chat. You know that this is true. I think your intuition knows. Like, you know, when you hear truth, truth resonates, right? It's like, I know that's a part of me. I know these dreams and these aspirations are meant to happen, right? I know it, that I know that I know. But what we need to do on our end to start the miracle process, we have to say yes. We have to commit to it out of faith. We have to commit to it out of faith. How do you know there's a faith in? These are based on laws. These are based on principles. This is what all successful people do. It's biblically proven. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But when you start stepping out in faith on your decisions on your life, for your businesses, your lives, and everything, you're going to see how the most miraculous things start to happen. I'll share with you a quick story. So we just came out from a big, huge business conference. We learned from 7-figure income earners, people that are making 7 figures a year, 7 figures a month, right? The biggest successful people in the world. And you notice the same thing with them is this is how they all make decisions. And one of our teammates, Pam, one of our leaders, and she made a big commitment. She basically committed like almost like a 5-figure commitment. It was intense, right? She made a decision. She said, I'm taking my life to the next level. Let's go. And before this, and she was making progress in her business for sure, right? She's one of our top leaders and everything. But she then, after she made that decision, and she said, I'm saying yes, I'm telling the world, I'm figuring it out. She then messages me later, same day. She said, James, I was on this call and I heard the most miraculous idea on how I can move my business forward. And it was like a quantum leap idea. It was like a huge idea. And she was so excited about it. And she's like, James, is it right? Is it good? I'm like, yes, that makes complete sense. And you know what I said? I said, you know why this idea came? It's because first you made a decision out of faith. You made a decision out of faith. It says that without faith, it's impossible to please God. Faith is so important in our lives, in our business, applying it into our lives. But it comes in the form of decisions many times. The saying is, you let go, you let God. All right. So I remember hearing her say that. I'm like, it's because these are laws right here. You made a decision out of faith that you wanted. You said yes, you told the world, you figured it out. It was something that you used to apply these principles. And now the how appears. The why comes first, the decision comes first, the how has become after. And you start to reprogram yourself, renew your mind, reprogram your mind on how this works. It becomes really thrilling because life becomes this expectant, exciting thing where every single day you are expecting miracles, right? Drop a me in the chat if you want miracles every single day. You want your life to be a walking miracle. You just want to be excited about life every single day. You just can't wait to see what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. We just know it's going to be something exciting. It's going to be incredible. There's challenges, there's trials, there's tribulations, of course, but it's so different. It's so different playing it this way. So I want to challenge each and every single one of us today, because I know that each of us know that we have decisions that we've been weighing on our heart today. Some of us have made some big decisions already. Some of us need to make the next decision. And some of us have been wavering on a decision that we know that we need to commit to. My challenge to you today is this. Are you going to show up as a successful woman, the successful man the successful person that you know that you are. And you're going to challenge your old thoughts of how you make decisions and finally decide how successful people make decisions. Make them quickly, change them slowly, and just base it off of wants. My challenge to you is that. If you have an idea and a decision you know that you need to be made, put a 1 in the chat. You know there's some type of decision. It's been weighing on you. Say, oh my gosh, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I move forward? Should I not do it? You know, my challenge to you today is make that decision. The best time is not tomorrow. The best time is not next week, not next month. It's now. Make that decision and let's start this miracle making process. It's going to be so much fun. I appreciate you guys. I'm so honored to see you guys making decisions in your life. And we're all making decisions here, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. But hey, hope that impacted you. If it did, share this, subscribe to this, bring people onto this call as well too, whether live or on replay. We also put it onto our YouTube as well, so you can take a look at that as well. Anyone's welcome to our Zoom link as well. So great to see all of our Zoomers. Appreciate you guys getting this daily dose of wisdom. But other than that, guys, let's make decisions. Let's go. Let's grow. Super proud of you. And on that, we will see you back on tomorrow, same time, same place. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.